Okay. Motion to convene an executive session. We have 3 matters. A student matter relative to an extension of a suspension.
I'm going to bring something up.
For what?
Because somebody, Mr. Trayer, said before that he wants to pass a motion to do an advisory opinion. Are we going to go through with that?
Make a motion.
Well, then what are you waiting for?
I'll do it right now.
Okay, and we're going to have a discussion on that.
Again?
Second.
Motion by Mr. Trayer, second by Mr. Tahan.
Be clear what the motion is, please, for the public.
To seek an advisory opinion on the remaining 4 counts of the ethics.
At the
complaint
ethics judge.
against Mr.
Okay, now, we're going to have a discussion, and I'm going to start the discussion off. First of all, I'm going to tell you something that probably most of you don't know. And you know it, and you know it, and maybe you know it. You don't need my opinion. You don't need my permission. You do know that. Okay? So don't start sticking on me now that, oh, you don't want to go for it. You know very well. Yeah, well, you do. I don't believe you. And you know it's true.
Take a vote.
Okay? No, I'm not done
Then
yet.
take a
We're not
vote.
done with the discussion yet. You do not need, the law was changed right after this whole thing started, and you know it. You don't need my opinion or my permission to go for an advisory opinion. If I think that Mr. Grappe or Mr. Ursioli did something wrong, I can ask for an advisory opinion without your permission now. The law was changed 3 years ago, and again, you know it. If you want to go for an advisory opinion, go right ahead.
I do not know that.
Okay, well, that is the truth, and you should know that because you're the board lawyer. Do you know that?
Well, I didn't work on this, so I didn't look at
Do you
it.
know the law?
But look, I don't know, I'll agree with you. Take a vote.
Well, it's true.
Take a vote.
Now, wait a minute now.
Take a vote.
Look, you don't even need a vote. Go for the advisory opinion. Do you want to use board money?
I just made it.
Okay, because I'm going to tell you, I'm going to tell the audience so they all understand. The whole advisory opinion is designed so that they can use the board attorneys or whatever resources they have as a board to have complete legal counsel to do what they want, but you as the defendant, and I have a chain of emails of Mr. D'Elia this long, going back and forth with Mr. D'Elia and Mr. Scarillo. Both of them denied giving me legal advice. They said, Mr. Pachel, we cannot provide you legal advice. Okay? Correct? Then I asked for, then you provide me with an outside counsel to give me legal advice to do a legal defense. If I'm going to go for the advisory opinion, at least let me have some legal advice so I know what I'm defending myself. What these people want to do, it's a kangaroo court. They put together all these great charges and they submit them, and you as a defendant have absolutely no legal argument. You get like a piece of notebook paper to, well, here's my answer to what your charges are. They denied me, and the way the School Ethics Commission designs it, it's designed to be used as a weapon to shut up dissenting board members, just like the ethics charges themselves. The ethics complaints are designed specifically to be used as a weapon. There's phraseology in it like, no board member shall do any motion that shall compromise the board. Now, what does that mean? It means whatever you want it to mean. Even the New Jersey School Board's attorneys agreed with me on that. It's a weapon to be used, just like Mr. Trayer's using it as a weapon now. I'm going to get Paychow on this one. I'm going to show that even though they dismissed us on a, quote, technicality, I'm going to get you an advisory opinion. Please understand, an advisory opinion is one-sided. It's the resources of entire Board of Education, including their lawyers, to craft something, and you as a defendant, whether it's me or him or you or anybody else, you get no advice on how to defend yourself. When I said I agreed to an advisory opinion, I did, and my lawyer and I wanted to settle this, provided I was provided with some kind of legal counsel. They wouldn't provide it. They wouldn't even pay for me to have an outside lawyer. They wouldn't pay for Mr. D'Elia to advise me. So whatever you want to say about me talking about how I don't want an advisory opinion, that's not true. I wouldn't go for your advisory opinion, which is the whole board and the lawyers against me with a piece of notebook paper to put my response on and no legal counsel. Now, if you want to go for an advisory opinion, do it, but you can't use the board. I'm going to say you can't spend a nickel. Mr. Trayer, you don't need the board. You do not need a vote. Mr. Trayer, I have the floor. You do not need a vote. If you want to file, go right ahead. You could all file. Every one of you file it. Hey, if you want to redo the ethics complaints, okay? They even said on the bottom, if you want, you can waive the statute of limitations. There's a 1-year statute of limitations on ethics complaints. When the board when the Ethics Commission gave their opinion, they said at the bottom, because Ms. Hakem died, who's the complainant, we can't agree that Mr. Tahan can pick this up because he's a non-involved party in the case. They dismissed it. They said if you choose to refile, go ahead and refile and ask that the 1-year rule be relaxed. Doesn't mean they're going to grant it, but you can ask that they relax the 1-year rule. Just like with Mr. Tahan with the boat. He stored the boat 3 years ago.
Mr.
If you
Pedro,
want to
we're
file,
talking-
you can still do it, but you
We're
gotta
talking
ask
about-
for the one, the rule
We're talking
to be
about
exact.
whether we're gonna go for an advisory, Mr. Pedro.
You don't need a vote.
Mr. Arsenio.
Mr.
Hold on. Mr.
D'Elia,
Trayer.
advise them of what the rules
Can I
are
have
with
Mr.
advisory opinions.
Mr. Trayer?
Okay?
Mr.
Don't
Trayer,
go for
I've
it.
been recognized by the chair.
Mr.
Can I
Trayer?
just say something? The only reason I've asked for an advisory opinion is, on your website, you claim you've always been willing to consent to one. You say that on your website. Those are your words, not
Yeah.
mine. You know?
Yeah.
You-
I know
So
what I
why
said.
aren't you consenting to it?
Because I
then?
have no legal counsel for it.
All right,
You
let's-
won't give it, would you pay for a lawyer? Let's rephrase it.
We've been paying for a lawyer
$165,000
$165,000
You want to
already.
go for
All right,
an advisory
enough,
opinion?
enough.
Give me a lawyer to file my response.
Enough, guys,
Okay?
please.
You want the advisory
As a
opinion?
board to pay for it.
You got to
Enough.
know what?
On-
For my
on-
lawyer
okay,
to give the
enough.
response and
On-
advisory opinion.
enough.
I'll go for that.
Enough.
If you look, even, I know, because I was in the meetings, the whole point of an advisory opinion is that neither the board or you pay for lawyers. So,
Except they have you as a resource and Scarillo as a resource,
No,
which they
they would
use.
not have
Yeah, they
us,
did.
because we
I was at the
didn't,
meeting.
because I wouldn't give them legal advice either.
Ms. Hakem called you into a meeting. I have it in your timesheets. You were called into a meeting with Dr.
Before they filed the
and Ms.
charges.
Hakem at that meeting.
Before they filed charges.
Okay,
You were
enough,
called
enough,
in.
please. I'm gonna call.
Okay.
call
An
for a
advisory
vote.
opinion would not involve any
I'm gonna
attorneys.
call for a vote. Let's
I'll
call for a vote.
withdraw my motion
Yeah,
because
you
it's
better
clear.
withdraw it.
Well, that's what he wants. He just wants the
Yeah,
case to be
you
dropped.
provide me with a
right,
lawyer, and
enough.
I'll give you an advisory opinion.
Enough.
If
You
not,
withdrawing your
refile the
motion?
charges if you think you're
Okay,
right.
he's withdrawing the motion. Motion withdrawn. No others? Motion to reconvene an executive session to discuss a student matter